Oh, drat these computers. They're so naughty and so complex. I could pinch them.
What's up, everyone, and welcome. Today, I get to rip into Little Mickey Misfit. How fun! Actually, you can probably rip into old Misfit every day, but some days really make you feel like they're kicking you right in the...
Alright, now mommy daddy button.
Case in point, 38 million records were left exposed on public databases thanks to weak Microsoft Power App default. Many companies use Microsoft's Power App platform, and sensitive data for 38 million records was left exposed to the public for months thanks to weak default security settings. Research conducted by Upguard showed that a concerning number of Power App users were not securing their databases. Further investigation revealed that this issue was created by weak default security settings, leaving data exposed if users took no manual action to change those default settings. According to a report from Wired, data was left exposed from sources like American Airlines, Ford, New York City Public Schools, and multiple states' COVID-19 contact tracing databases. The initial discovery by Upguard was made in May 2021, but a fix from Lil Mickey wasn't fully rolled out until August. According to Greg Pollack, who's Upguard's Vice President of Cyber Research, we found one of these that was misconfigured to expose data, and we thought, we've never heard of this. Is this a one-off thing, or is this a systemic issue? Because of the way the Power Apps Portals product works, it's very easy to do a quick survey, and we discovered there were tons of these exposed. It was wild, he said. Okay, maybe not with that much enthusiasm, or maybe with that much enthusiasm, but a different voice, but you get the idea. Upguard began investigating a large number of Power App portals that should have been private. Even apps made by Microsoft were misconfigured. However, despite being open to the public, none of the data is known to have been compromised to date. The core of the problem lies in default security settings. Now, I've said this already 5 times within this episode. For example, when setting up the Power App and connecting APIs to it, the platform defaulted to make corresponding data publicly accessible. So if you create a Power App and then you connect an API to it, Microsoft says that information should be public, which is wrong. Thanks to an update in August from Lil Mickey, Power Apps will default to secure settings to keep data private. Upguard made an effort to communicate with platforms with sensitive data left in the open, but the scale of the security issue was far too broad to account for every business. Secure default settings matter, says Ken White, director of the Open Crypto Audit Project, and everybody turns to him and says, "Thank you for the info." When a pattern emerges in web-facing systems built using a particular technology that continue to be misconfigured, something is very wrong. Now, if the developers from diverse industries and technical backgrounds continue to make the same missteps on a platform, the spotlight should be squarely on the builder of that platform. Here, Microsoft. Exposed data included several COVID-19 contact tracing platforms, as already mentioned, vaccination signups, job application portals, and employee databases. Anything from social security numbers to names and addresses were left in open databases. Now, the Microsoft Power App security settings problem echoes many other platforms' issues in this sector. Companies like Amazon and Google have frequently dealt with weak default settings leading to data exposure. So make sure you check regularly all your cloud services default settings to do some testing. You want to try to see if, as an unauthorized user or a user that should not have the rights to see this, you can access any private information about your organization. Do some Google searches about your company. Do some digging and see what you can find out. Now, you might be thinking that I'm being a wee too hard on poor wee Microsoft. And keep in mind, a zero-day bug in the device installer software for Razer peripherals was found yesterday, or it was announced yesterday. It does not matter if it's a Razer mouse, a keyboard, or any device that uses the Synapse utility. It gives the plugger-inner, or the device, full admin rights on Windows 10 just by inserting a compatible peripheral and downloading Synapse. Nugget number 2 in my case for today against Microsoft. So you have CISA is warning about a surge of proxy shell attacks as Huntress discovered 140 web shells launched against 1,900 unpatched Microsoft Exchange servers. Over the weekend, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, issued an urgent alert that attackers are actively attacking proxy shell vulnerabilities in unpatched Microsoft servers, joining researchers and urging organizations to immediately install the latest Microsoft security update. Remember this? Microsoft delivers hefty July patch bundle for 117 vulnerabilities. In 2020, a record high number of 1,268 Microsoft vulnerabilities were discovered, a 48% increase year over year. The number of reported vulnerabilities has risen an astonishing 181% from 2016 through to 2020. Let's just wait and see what happens this year. Now, a simple way to mitigate roughly 50% of all critical Microsoft vulnerabilities in 2020 was to keep your system up to date. But if you want to mitigate 100% of those, then you could move to another operating system. So, that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share and subscribe and smash the bell and maybe get some ice. Okay, take care, and I'll see you on the next episode.